Coach Paul says, I have enjoyed working with Allie for the past 6 seasons. Allie is a great leader of attitude, always lifting up and encouraging while maintaining her cool. Allie's peers admire her funny sense of humor and her lightheartedness. The next senior tonight is Ellie Powell, the daughter of Brett and Michelle Powell. She has been in volleyball for 6 years. Her awards, Varsity co-captain, hometown heroes twice, and JV co-captain. Her favorite part of volleyball is during home games, and the crank zone is going crazy. She's learned these life lessons from volleyball, including never give up, good sportsmanship, work hard to improve, reliability, time management, skills, responsibility. She would like to encourage the younger players to always encourage your teammates, be excited when you get an amazing kill, and remember to have fun. And she says she just wants to have a great time and also put in the work to have a successful volleyball season. And Ellie will be going to Western Illinois University to major in business. Coach Paul says, I've had the pleasure of coaching Ellie for 6 seasons, 7th through 12th grade. Ellie is well-rounded, participating in other extracurricular activities, such as student council, then a class officer, member of Cyclones and Renaissance team, and also been a member of the Midwest Magic Volleyball Club. Ellie has worked hard on the court for West Prairie, earning our captain's position this season. Ellie is a coachable player and a role model for this year's young team for sure. Congratulations, Ellie, on your dedication and good luck. And the third senior tonight is Addison Despain, the daughter of Gina and Reggie Despain. She's been in volleyball for 6 years and has won 2-time hometown heroes, also all tournament teams. And her favorite volleyball memory, the underclassmen call me their pretty little princess. Volleyball life lessons included has taught me the importance of teamwork and patience. And her advice for the younger players includes respecting the coaches and your teammates. Understand that the coaches have your best interest in mind. Achievements are not made alone. She wants to work hard this season to play our best and make it far in the postseason. She's planning to further her volleyball career at Carl Sandburg and major in radiology. Coach Paul says, I've had the pleasure of working with Addison for the past 6 years. Addison is well-rounded, participating in basketball, softball, and student council, as well as Midwest Magic Volleyball Club. She's a great leader and a role model for our younger players. Addison is a hard worker and a lover of the game. Please join me in congratulating Addison on a great career and future. Ladies and gentlemen, let's stand and give a big hand to our seniors for the 2021 volleyball season. And folks, just so you know, we're going to let the camera go during warm-ups here. And of course, that is the 2021 Senior Night festivities. We'll be back with TSSR Game Time Live. Be ready to bring you the match coming up tonight, the West Prairie Cyclones and the Elmwood Trojans. That will be coming up in just a little bit. And we'll get you going here again. We'll be just kind of watching in on the warm-ups here tonight. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Sounds good. MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
Well, we were camping, and then I got a phone call from my neighbor and said that we got hit by a storm. He said, "You better come home because there's no roof." He said, "I look up and see the sky." He didn't know what you were going to do, where you're going to go, but Country Financial took care of us.
We anticipate something that we hope never happens, but when it happens, we are there to.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Prairie High School for tonight's varsity matchup between the Trojans of Elmwood High School and your West Prairie Cyclones! At this time, please rise, gentlemen and ladies, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Starting lineups first for the visiting Trojans of Elmwood High School. Number 15, Adeline Webster. Number 20, Annie Herman. Number 32, Liv Myers. Number 7, Eileen Conklin. Number 19, Amelia Baldoni. Number 13, Bella Cantorna. And the libero tonight, Kate Young. The coaches are head coach Felicia Bell and assistant coach Janelle Meyer. Ladies and gentlemen, feel the wind speed pick up. See the storm clouds brewing. It is your West Prairie Cyclones! Number 3, Prairie.
Well, as a 80s rap group used to say, it's party time to get live here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Glad you're alongside. And Mr. John Burton joining me once again for the broadcast here this evening. And just some interesting news and notes before we get going this evening. West Prairie, they announced today, West Prairie going to be hosting a regional here in Class 1A. And it could contain the number 2 ranked team in the state in Class 1A, the Southeastern Lady Suns. Wow. 17-0 on the season. And I hope you heard me do the starting lineup. I think they heard me all the way over in Blandonsville. As Grace Vanonic will serve it first here. Vanonic readies to eye it up and send, brings it across. Taken the back row by Yem, set to the middle, and pounded across their setup for Allie Arnold to tap through. Yem going to dig it up in the back row, set by Conklin, and that one knocked down and good by Herman. Good setup there, John, for the Trojans, and they take a 1-0 advantage here. Substitution coming in, it will be at number 23. That would be Etta Wagner. And now serving it is Webster. Webster brings it into the back row. Despain takes it. Vanonic up with it to the outside to Welsh. Rejected. But the Cyclones recover. Vanonic to Welsh off the top of the net and out of bounds. 2-0. The lead for Elmwood. It is game number 1. Best 2 out of 3 falls. And please, if you're watching out there, let us know where you're watching from. Serve off of Despain. Vanonic going to set it to Welsh. She'll flip it right into the outstretched hands of Wagner, who says thanks for the gumball, Mickey. Webster will let it go again. 3-0 lead here for the Elmwood Trojans. Serve off of Powell in the back row. Vanonic sets it up for Arnold. She'll tip, and nice dive at the floor, sent back across there by Conklin, and set to the outside. They'll bring it to Welsh. She'll launch it over into the white-clad student section. Possibly Knights in white satin. Now that's a music reference you also won't get anywhere else. Herman again, back row off Powell. Vanonic to the outside to Welsh. Stuffed again, popped up by Vanonic, actually stuck in her hands. 5-0 Elmwood. We've got a timeout called by West Prairie. We'll step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events, live on the big screen. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell, and cheer our area teams on to victory. This West Prairie game stream made possible by McDonough Telephone's fiber internet. McDonough Telephone offers lightning fast and reliable fiber internet, video, phone, and camera systems to the McDonough County area. Call 309-776-3211 to check your availability. Tip is over by Vanonic and down. That is a Vanonic family specialty, or family recipe, I guess. Allie Arnold, one of the seniors honored here this evening, ready to let it go. Short serve, taken in the middle, popped up front. No, they bring it to the outside. Pounded by Wagner, going to be brought up by Vanonic. Up to Despain. She'll hammer it back. Yem up underneath it. Back for Wagner. Pounds it off the block. And man, I hope, John, the folks at home could hear the sound of that. That was vicious.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how West Prairie deals with this front line from Elmwood. I was watching them during warm-ups, and they got a lot of tall girls who know how to hit. So we'll see what West Prairie can do against that as we get one to sneak over off the block.
Liz Myers and Wagner got hands on it, could not control it. Does make it 6-2 here. Side out West Prairie, as serving is Kinley Welsh. She'll let it go. Picked up back row by Herman. Set up at the net. Pounded across by Baldoni. And now helped out in the back row by Webster. Brought across again by Baldoni. Lauren Powell underneath it. Bononica save. Despain can't get it to roll across the net, and it is 7-2. Jersey Brown in, Kenley Welsh out for West Prairie, 7-2. Elmwood in the lead. Brooke Dawson will check in. She'll replace Cantorna, rather. Serve brought through by Myers, and that's down and good. Bandage up an ace. And Elmwood, I mean, they are tall. Definite size advantage here. Serve again, straight back row, died at the end. Beauty, kind of one of those sinker ball. Reminds me of Clayton Kershaw, some of those that throw that slider. Man, that dropped in and good. 9-2 the lead for Elmwood. And I guess we had flash photography going on. Myers ready to serve it. Serve into the back row. Powell underneath it. Benonic set up for Ellie Powell. And that one kept alive, set up by Herman, bumped across, and played by West Prairie. Benonic to the outside to Despain. Stuffed again by Wagner. 10-2 Elmwood lead. They are definitely on fire here. Myers back again. 10-2 lead here for Elmwood. Pounds it off of Powell into the net. Benonic saves. Despain tips it across. Flipped back over by Webster and played by Brown. Benonic going to bring it back to Despain. She'll flip it over. Saved one-handed by Baldoni. And now played by West Prairie. Spiked through. Myers is up underneath it. Webster set up on the outside. Baldoni across and brought up by Despain to Benonic. Back to Despain. She'll tip. Baldoni keeps it alive, but could not bring it up high enough. Somebody can help. 10-3 side out Cyclones. Ava Beck in, and Jess Fackrell will take a seat on the bench. Ava Beck back to serve now. 10-3, 7-point lead. Yem will come into the back row as the libero. As Beck serves off of Yem, down to the floor and good, and bandage up an ace. As Ava Beck says, 10-4 valued companion. Beck, couple of slap dribbles at it, ready to bring it across, and Yem underneath it again. Webster out to the outside, hammered to the ground by Wagner. Goodness.
That's what I'm talking about, Greg. These girls know how to hit, and so far West Prairie has not been able to figure out something that works against that.
Ellie Powell brings it through. Wagner underneath it. They'll set it in the middle, and that one stuffed by Ellie Powell. Webster keeps the line. Baldoni brings it right down the line and good. 12-4. Elmwood on a serious roll here. As they'll sit back again, Wagner brings it off of Despain, flipped across, brought up there quickly by Herman, now to Baldoni, fires it through there, West Prairie recovered. Despain off the net, kept the line by Wagner, Yem saves it back into the court, Baldoni across, but just a little bit too long and out of bounds. 12-5, 7-point lead here for the Elmwood Trojans. And that's going to bring Conklin in and Wagner out for Elmwood. West Prairie back again. Addie Despain will serve it. Her serve short. Webster's underneath it. Conklin going to set it to the middle. That one a fire down by Dawson. Benonic up to Ellie Powell. Down and good. Net violation. Anywho. And West Prairie trying to inch their way back into this one. As Addie Despain will serve it. Screaming across, Webster up to the net, tipped across by Conklin, back underneath it. They're going to load from Benonic to Lauren Powell. Baldoni brings it to the net. Lauren Powell dribbles it over. Hey, it ain't got to be pretty as long as it falls in, John.
Yeah, and I mean, actually, that might be something that West Prairie could get going there, hitting softballs like that. I know, of course, that one hit the net, but Elmwood has come up with a bunch of big blocks up front as that one's mishandled. West Prairie might look to take a little off some of their kills and go for more of a positional game, trying to put softballs in places where they aren't instead of hitting it right into the big blockers up front.
And you saw Felicia Appel was moving people around there, trying to kind of change some things up. And Elmwood will take a timeout now, so will we. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
You know, you see fires on TV all the time. You don't understand what the families are really going through until you've lived it. The day before the fire, life was good. We went to bed, we woke up, and we had nothing. If it was not for Country Financial, we would still have nothing.
And we're back here. Do want to thank again the fine sponsors tonight's broadcast, including Tom Conklin State Farm Insurance. Talked to Daphne or Evan today at Tom Conklin State Farm in Macomb for surprisingly great rates. Call them at 309-837-1200 or stop and see them at 1221 West Jackson Macomb. Addie Despain firing one, catches the line, and puts it in and good. Yum fought the line won. And it makes it Cyclones down by 2, 12-10. They are on a run of about 7 in a row. Serve off Webster. Conklin going to back set it. Baldoni tips and says, anything you can do, I can do better. She'll drop that in, make it 13-10, a side out for Elmwood.
Nice run there by West Prairie, getting them back to this game after being down about 9 or 10 points there in the opening.
Serve off of Despain. Venonic with it to Ellie Powell. Stuffed, tried to give it a line, but once again, right into those big blockers. It was Herman, I think, that squashed it. Baldoni brings it again. This one tips the top of the net. The let serve, or live and let serve. 15-10 lead now for Elmwood as they stretch it back out again. Serve again off Lauren Powell. Venonic sets her up on the outside. She'll tip long and drop it home. And there you got it, John. Dropped it in, tapped it long. Couldn't catch up with it, 15-11. Kenley Welsh is in. Jersey Brown ready to let fly with it. Serve by Brown, deep in the back row. Yem and Baldoni couldn't decide who was going to get it. It's 15-12. Lead is down to 3. 15-12, lead down to 3 here. Jersey Brown back again. Her serve sent to the net. Conklin for Herman. Unloads, dug up there, and now Venonic out to Lauren Powell. Saved, nice job saving it. Flipped over, and then a lift called on Dawson. About all she could do to flip it across was just kind of get her hand underneath it. Jersey Brown brings it again, line drive. Yum up to the front, Conklin. That one a little bit too close to the net, and Herman could not get it out of there. The lead all the way down to 1. Elmwood had a huge lead, in fact, about 12-3. Now West Prairie's roared back in. Brown, bandage up an ace for West Prairie. War tie. Cyclones will try for their first lead in this game 1. Her serve, low line drive. Yeah, I'm going to bring it up front. Conklin helps it over to Herman, off the blocks and down. That is what happens when you have young ladies of a tall persuasion. Not likely in our household, but as Lauren Powell goes out, Allie Arnold comes in for her. And it will be Dawson ready to let fly with it. Dawson high in the air, off of Despain, set to the outside for Welsh. Down and good, Kenley Welsh. Puts it down and good. Dawson will go out as coming in Cantorna. Jess Fackrell in and Ava Beck out for West Prairie. Grace Vanonik back to serve it. Very good person to have back there serving, John. Let's see if the jump serve can light some people up. Her serve, back row, taken by Webster. Conklin going to help it out, and Herman will bring it through. Brown able to dig it up. Vanonik tips it long and a little bit too wide and out of bounds. 17-16 lead now for Elmwood. Wagner in and Conklin out for the Trojans. That brings back Adeline Webster to serve. Webster across with it, off of Brown. That one kind of a floater. Vanonik up to Despain, back row, Baldoni up near the ceiling. Webster to Herman on the outside, hacks that one into the net. We're tied at 17. The Community News Brief, get their weekly edition mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. Serve through off Wagner. Webster going to pop it high, and that one into the net. West Prairie has the lead. Now, don't forget, $42 for the Community News Brief per year, $38 per year for your 65 rolls. Singer copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandford. Serve short, set up to the outside. That one Herman says I'm going to put away, and we're tied at 18. Allie Arnold out, Lauren Powell in. Serving will be Herman for the Elmwood Trojans. Serve picked up by Lauren Powell. Vanonik going to pop it up for Despain. The save one-handed. Nice job by Herman, and Baldoni brings it through, dug up by Brown. Up to Despain. She'll drop it over. Baldoni brings it back, and Vanonik back sets it for Welsh. Puts it down and good. West Prairie takes the advantage again. 19-18. That brings Ellie Powell onto the floor. And Jersey Brown out. Kinley Welsh will serve it. Her serve, low line drive. And they'll bring it outside to Baldoni. She'll cross court it off of Lauren Powell. Down and good. Back to a tie at 19. Callie Wright will come in. She's going to replace Jess Fackrell for West Prairie. And now Yim is in, as sitting down will be Liv Myers. Yim comes to it, brings it over the head of Brown and out of bounds. Ava back in, Callie Wright out. That was a short stay.
Seems like we're having just some discussions on the lineup, maybe.
I think so. The official making his list and checking it twice. And I know he ain't Santa Claus, but does kind of the same function, except give you presents. Don't ask an official for presents either, because they get mad. Beck serves it through off of Yem in the back row. Webster on the fly with it, up to Wagner. Lollipopper over the head of Powell and out. 21-19, 2-point lead for West Prairie. Timeout. Where? On the floor, as West Prairie takes the lead by 2. Good Hope Gardens, located at 445 East Main Street in Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School. Open April through October, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., or Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for all your fresh produce needs. I know they've got the pumpkins out right now. Take the kids up there, pick one out. Be sure to follow their Facebook page for daily updates. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. Country agent Brent Powell, your farm is your legacy. As a leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to help you protect it. Call Brent Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today. Ava Beck, ready's with it. Serve back row. Yim gonna let it go over her head and out of bounds. That's gonna bring Wagner back to serve it. Wagner, the long walk up to it. Despain to Vanonik, over to Powell, dumps it over. Baldoni with it. Webster, nice save. Powell flips it through, and Herman's got it. Webster over for Baldoni. She taps it across. Benonic puts it through. Herman a save. Webster with it, flipped by Dawson. West Prairie loads it. It is Brown, Ellie Powell. Now to Herman. Webster for Baldoni. The load up block, flipped across. Benonic has it. Beck. Now to Brown. Bumps it through. Yem takes it to the net. Despeen pokes it down and good. It is 22-20. 2-point lead here for West Prairie. And we have a substitution. Yetter Farm Equipment, an agricultural equipment manufacturer in the world market based in Colchester, is hiring. Start a new career today at a locally based company with roots firmly planted in West Central Illinois. For more information, call 309-776-4111. Serve, return, brought back to Pound. Despain unloads it, out of bounds it goes, and it's 22-21. John, you're just waiting for somebody to grab some momentum here to finish this one off.
Yeah, it seems like anytime either team makes a big play, they inch closer to taking that lead or extending their lead. Seems like it just falls short and the other team starts to get the momentum back.
And that one dropped in. Conklin couldn't bring it up, 23-21. And again, if you want to inquire at Yetter Farm Equipment, that is www.yetterco.com/careers. Brown brings it through off of Herman, and Yem couldn't decide who was going to get it. Game point. 24-21. Brown going to try to finish it off here. Serve off of Yem. Tipped over by Conklin. Beck takes it for West Prairie. Davidonik tips it into the net. I know what she was thinking, but a little bit too low on that one. It's 24-22. Coming back in is Myers. And now they'll substitute. Cantorna will replace Dawson. To serve here. Side out means a West Prairie win in game one. Cantorna's serve, kind of a side waller. As they bring it to Welsh, she'll flip it over, hit back across by Myers, and it makes it 24-23. Timeout. West Prairie, we will step aside as well. United Community Bank services are designed to keep you in the game when you're on the go with online and mobile banking. That's nothing but net to friendly services you can count on from the leader of community banking. Choosing UCB is always a slam dunk. Visit a location near you with branches in Bushnell, Colchester, and Macomb. UCB is member FDIC. And again, Yetter Farm Equipment, an agricultural equipment manufacturer in the world market based in Colchester, is hiring. Start a new career today at a locally based company with roots firmly planted in West Central Illinois. For more information, call 309-776-4111 or visit them online at www.yetterco.com/careers. Cantorna lets it go. Back row, Ava Beck is there. Benonic sets it out for Welsh, off the blocks, down and good, and that's a game winner, 25-23. The Cyclones take game one. I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break here, catch our breath, and be back for game two in just a moment. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
I have my certificate in vestibular rehabilitation, which focuses on patients with dizziness and balance disorders. It's been very rewarding because a lot of times it's a very short-lived treatment plan and the patient has remarkable results in a small amount of time.
And we're back here at Scioto as getting ready for game number two of the match. And John, I'll tell you what, end to end, a good game. I know Elmwood's got to be kind of kicking themselves, had a 8 to 10 point lead early on, just could not hold on to it.
Yeah, and it's really a shocker that West Prairie was able to pull out that one. As you said, I believe at one point Elmwood led by almost 13 points there towards the middle of the game. West Prairie fought and called back every step of the way. In the end, it seemed like every point was in with one or two. there for about the final 10 points. So West Prairie was able to hang with them and eventually came out with the win in the first set of this match.
And thank you, John. I mentioned I have coach voice right now. John kept talking while I was hitting the chloroseptic. Yeah, it's early in the season, but when you got about 14, 15, 5th and 6th graders, you got to amplify the voice a little bit. Love the kids to death, but oh boy, some days. Our first home game is next Tuesday at Scioto, so if you want to watch 5th and 6th grade basketball, that's going to be 6 o'clock next Tuesday. Cyclones have on the floor for game number 2 of the match Ellie Powell, Addison Despain, also Ava Beck, Allie Arnold, Kenley Welsh, and Grace Vanonic. And we'll see Jersey Brown is going to come on in just a moment. If you are listening to us, wherever you are listening to us or watching us, I guess, sorry, I'm an old radio guy and I get stuck on that, but you can definitely send us a note. Love to hear where you're on from. Got a great amount of people, whether you're back there at Elmwood or wherever you are in the world at the World Wide Web. Served by Webster to start game 2 of the match. Off of Despain, up for Kenley Welsh. That one into the tape, and it makes it 1-0 Elmwood. Is that a trend? They took the lead in game number 1, but West Prairie came back and won. We will see. Webster serves off of Brown up to Vanonic. She'll set it for a Despain. Off, nope, it was not off the blocks. Wasn't quite sure. And makes it 2-0 Elmwood in the advantage. Webster steps back again, ready to let it go. Into the back row, Despain up with it. Over for Vanonic, out for Welsh. Stuffed, they keep it alive. Brown back to Welsh, she'll hit it again. Baldoni rockets it off the ceiling. I'm not sure, John, if that thing still wouldn't have been going up if there wouldn't have been a ceiling in here. Had a good friend back in the old Plymouth PE volleyball days that used to be able to take out a ceiling tile a minute. Things like that. Served by Grace Vanonic coming across off of Baldoni to the net. Tipped down by Callie Wright, who says, thanks for the gumball, Mickey. Grace Vanonic eyes it again into the jump serve, back row, Baldoni back across to the Cyclones, right. And that's one of those, yeah, you probably should have let the setter go get that one. As didn't quite have enough jump to hang that high. 3-2, Elmwood leads. Served by Herman, taken by Despain, now to Vanonic, back sets it for Arnold. She'll go back row and Webster will dig it up. Dawson gonna bring it out to Baldoni, trying to tip it in and does. And Elmwood takes a 4-2 advantage. 4-2 the advantage here. West Prairie definitely on the other side of the height advantage. Elmwood's got some big hitters up front. Served by Herman. Off of Arnold. Vanonic going to set it to the outside. Blocked by Myers, but blocked out of bounds. The rejection makes it 4-3. Side out back to West Prairie. Served by Allie Arnold. Line drive off of the arms of Cantorna and down, which gives us an opportunity to check in on that lineup. It is Myers, Dawson, Webster, Baldoni, Cantorna, and Herman for the Elmwood Trojans. 4-4 tie here. Arnold, high floater off Herman. Webster to Dawson, and she'll pound it through, dug up by Vanonic. Brown bumps it back to Vanonic, lobs it deep and in the back line, and you heard one of the Trojans called the other off, John. You heard audibly them say out. It was not, however.
Yeah, perfectly placed hit there from Grace Vanonic.
Arnold brings it through again off of Baldoni. Had a little trouble with it. Myers pops it up. Webster brings it over, and Brown brings it up for West Prairie. The set coming over to Despain. Too long and out of bounds. Ties us up at 5. Lauren Powell will come in. Allie Arnold will go out. Wagner will come in. Cantorna will go out for the Trojans of Elmwood. As Liv Myers back to serve now for Elmwood. Her serve off of Brown, high in the air, and Veronica into Spain, a little indecision. And Terry Paul says, I want to talk that over. We'll step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Well, we were camping, and then I got a phone call from my neighbor and said that we got hit by a storm. He said, you better come home because there's no roof. He said, I look up and see the sky. He didn't know what you were going to do, where you're going to go, you know, but Venture Financial took care of us.
We anticipate something that we hope never happens, but when it happens, we are there to make good on our promise.
Back to action here as Liv Myers will let it go for Elmwood. Pounds it over off of Powell. Now set up for Welsh. She'll hammer it to the box. Stuffs it home through there. And we'll make it 6-6 with West Prairie trying to take the advantage. Serve across. Yem will bring it up. Now Webster outside to Dawson. Lobs it over off Venonic. Powell set up for Venonic. That one eaten up by Wagner up front. I mean, there was definitely right into there. And we do have a first-time watcher. Thank you, Tatum Bland, for joining us for the broadcast. Congratulations, Grant and Bree. That one off Lauren Powell. Grace Venonic and Wright not able to get to it. 8-6 lead for the Trojans. You'll see Grant and his crew on TSSR Game Time Live during girls basketball season. Conklin serves it right off of Despain. They'll set her up, pound it into the net. Nope, didn't get across the tape. Did not get across the recommended daily allowance of 3 hits. 9-6 advantage now for Elmwood. And Conklin coming to it once again. Serve to Despain on the outside. Venonic for Ellie Powell. She'll tip it deep. And Yem's there. Set up from Conklin to Baldoni. Wow. Ball still smoking after that one got done. And you got to wonder, seems like these hitters are starting to get tuned up again, John.
And we'll see how West Prairie is going to be able to handle that. We saw in the first match there towards the beginning, is again, that one is mishandled by West Prairie. Those hitters up front made a big difference for Elmwood in the first set, and they're starting to come alive here now in the second set. We see them take an 11-6 lead.
Conklin to bring it again. Back row off of Brown. Venonic tips it over. Herman gets it. Helmed out by Conklin. Baldoni lobs it over right. Over to Venonic. To Despain. Hits that one into the net. And it's 12-6. West Prairie just can't get out of their own way here. And quickly in danger of being down quite a bit. Conklin eyes it up again, sends it across off of Brown. Up it comes for Venonic to Despain, who says nope.
That's a big play there from Addie Despain, trying to get West Prairie back on track after dropping a few points. We'll see what these girls can do with the momentum built off that spike right there.
Beck off of Herman in the middle. Conklin going to sit up. Baldoni on the right side. Drops it over. Beck going to get it. Venonic sets it for Powell, who had to reach way back to get under it and just sent it long. 13-7. Baldoni coming back with it again. Couple of dribbles, fires a line drive. Ellie Powell pops it up. Brown up front. And now Lauren Powell brings it across. Herman up with it. Set for Dawson and dug by Lauren Powell. Bumped high by Venonic. Addison Despain over with it. Off of Baldoni. Set in the middle. Wagner loads up. tipped up by Venonic and down. And West Prairie just really struggling to get themselves back going again. And it makes it 14-7. A pardon while I wet my whistle if you're playing the home game. Consume. Baldoni pounds that one. And it is high deep and generally unplayable. Addie Despain ready to serve here for West Prairie. Low line drive. Baldoni mishit that one, hits the official stand. Out past the out stick. And cuts the lead down to 14-9. Still Elmwood in control. Despain off of Wagner at the net. And it's 14-10. Coach Felicia Appel getting her charges on, hasn't called a timeout yet. It's one of those things, you just cannot let these things snowball. Volleyball, one of the most momentum-filled games you'll see. That one off Conklin to the back wall and out of bounds. It's 14-11.
And a similar story here in the second set of this. West Prairie being down big and slowly fighting their way back into this game.
That one launched over into the men in white. And it's 14-12. Appel has seen enough. She will take a timeout, so we'll wait. McDonough District Hospital athletic trainers and the MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb provide expert help to Cyclone student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athlete injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. The Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief, a weekly edition mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All this for only $42 a year or $38 per year if you're 65 or over. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. Serve off of Conklin, launched into the stands. Or actually, that was Baldoni. 14-13 to Spain, one of the seniors we honored tonight. Trying to tie things up. Her serve off Yim, high in the air. Powell flips it down and good. We're tied. We're going to have a substitution. Yim is going out and Liv Myers will come in. Trying to just break up the momentum a little bit. Coaches will do stuff like that. That one off the net, Myers gets it. Conklin over to Herman, stuffed at the net, and Baldoni took it. The Cyclones have rallied all the way from 8 down to take the lead. And now Baldoni goes out as Yim back in. 15-14 Cyclones to Spain. High in the air off Herman. Conklin up with it. Wagner tips it. Powell takes it. Up by Venonic. Bumped over. And Myers is there. They'll set it to the outside. Herman unloads. Off the net and down. Tied at 15. And that's going to bring back Wagner to serve. Baldoni back in. And the officials making sure you cannot come in over the spiking line. You got to go under it. Wagner serve off of Despain. Venonic pops it high. Lauren Powell down the line. Wagner digs. Conklin popping it high. It is Baldoni into the net with it. And it's 16-15 West Prairie. Allie Arnold in. Lauren Powell out. And Cantorna in as Wagner out. Also, a lot of things going on. Jersey Brown serving. Kenley Welsh in. 16-15 West Prairie. Brown down the line. Out of bounds. As they'll try to get it back here. Talked to Daphne Revan today at Tom Conklin State Farm in Macomb for surprisingly great rates. Call them at 309-837-1200 or stop and see them at 1221 West Jackson Street, Macomb. Webster with a serve off Arnold. Set high for Despain. Hits that one into the net. And the Trojans have retaken the advantage at 17-16. Webster High floater. There is Despain. Venonic pops it high. Welsh unloads and catches it. Baldoni fought the line won. And Callie Wright will come in. Ava Beck will go out now. Grace Venonic eyes it up, trying to take West Prairie into the lead. Brings her serve. Baldoni sends it high to the net, and it's poked down by Arnold. Herman digs it up. Webster up to the net to Myers. Popped high by Despain. Venonic on the run, and Despain launches it back over. Cantorna has it. Webster up to Dawson. Venonic high in the air. Brown back to Venonic. She'll lob it over, and Cantorna digs it. Webster up for Herman. That one down and good. Great rally by the two teams there. And John, these two teams are laying it all out here in this game too.
Yeah, Greg, and I don't know about you, but I'm getting a little bit of deja vu from the first set here as West Prairie goes down early by a big number, and they just fight and claw their way back into the game, as you see here. And if this set's anything like the last one, we're in for a good ending.
Cantorna with it, up to Allie Arnold. Webster with it, back again, and flipping it down is Arnold. She got the step ladder out, climbed up, and knocked it down. That's a senior night moment. Allie Arnold, she made the good play. She gets to serve, sort of how volleyball works. Her serve taken by Cantorna. Webster out for Baldoni, unloads and good. Arnold will go out, and Lauren Powell in, Wagner in, and Cantorna out. As Liv Myers will serve it now for the Elmwood Trojans. Serve through, and Jersey Brown has it. They bring it out high to Venonic, hit at the net and out of bounds. That'll bring it back over to West Prairie. 19-19 tie. Who can grab the momentum? Illy Powell. Kinley Welsh serve that one off of Yem. Back across to West Prairie. Powell pops it up. Lauren Powell popped it up. Little confusion over who was going to get it. And Elmwood gets it back. Dawson will replace Conklin. As it is Conklin back to serve. 20-19. The Trojans of Elmwood in the lead. Her serve, back row, Lauren Powell, trouble with it. And it's 21-19. Conklin eyes it again, readies to let it go. Conklin into it. Screaming line drive. Despain is there. Venonic set out for Despain. Down and good. 21-20, side out for West Prairie. Ava Beck in to serve. Callie Wright is out. As Ava Beck loads it up. Serve to Herman. Conklin gonna bring it to Webster. She'll lollipop it and out of bounds. We're tied at 21. West Prairie tries to grab the momentum. Won the first 25-23. Serve by Beck to Herman. Set for Wagner. That one pounded out of bounds. 22-21. West Prairie going for the 2-point advantage here. Beck. Low line drive, Herman in the back row. Sent high to the middle, Webster. Now and Herman got to run up underneath it. Lauren Powell to Venonic, set for Ellie. Powell flips it over, Baldoni's there. Wagner taps it back, and Lauren Powell umps it out to Despain. Dug by Yem to the net, hit backward. Webster flips it over, but out of bounds. And West Prairie leads it 23-21. Timeout. Elmwood will step aside as well. It's TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. Good Hope Gardens located at 445 East Main Street, Good Hope, just east of North Elementary School. Open April through October, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for all your fresh produce needs. Be sure to follow our Facebook page for daily updates. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Oak Gardens. Come see where it's grown. And we'll see if these Cyclones can grow a victory here. They're up by 2. Trying to take this one home. As Ava Beck's back to serve. And now Appel moving everybody around again. Beck, line drive, and Webster not able to handle it. Game and or match point. Ava Beck slap dribbles to it. Her serve, back row. Herman has sent it high. Webster now, Herman launches it over, and Lauren Powell is there. Vanonic on the run, up to Addie Despain, blocked. Kept alive by Vanonic. And now Ellie Powell will just bump it through. Yeah. To Conklin, set in the middle for Wagner, and kept alive. Powell tips it over, Wagner's got it. Set for Wagner again, Despain out of Vanonic, puts it in and good, and that's a game winner. The Cyclones win it on senior night here as they defeat the Elmwood Trojans 25-23, 25-21. We hope to catch Coach Terry Paul of West Prairie. And again, thank you for tuning in to the broadcast here this evening. It has been a lot of fun. John, whoo!
Wow.
What a night.
Couple of very, very good games tonight, especially that varsity matchup, as we saw West Prairie go down big in both games, but were able to rally back and eventually secure the W in 2 sets.
And that is very important here. That should be a big momentum builder for the Cyclones. And again, on the senior night, what a great momentum builder for West Prairie as we're getting close to the midway point of the season, being the 21st of September. And by the way, happy fall to everybody as we have reached the autumnal equinox. And like I said, we hope to get a chance to talk to Coach Paul. We'll get her up here just a second. I'll have John go grab her if he can. As we Terry Paul and crew here, and of course we'll be back in your ears and in your eyes, I should say, because again, I'm an old radio guy. As this Saturday, they will definitely, this Saturday will be back here as Pawnee football. And there comes Coach Paul. Just have her zip right in here and give you a headset again. Hope John wasn't too sweaty.
John, first sweat.
Yeah.
That's not on there, is
yes,
it?
it is. We are live. Terry, huge momentum building win for your girls here tonight. I mean, showed a lot of guts, down by 10 in that game one, to come back and take that against a much bigger squad. That has to be a momentum builder.
Well, and a good lesson building team to play. I mean, they were big everywhere, it seemed like, for us. So need to learn how to hit around that, over that, and then cover it when we don't. And just a lot of hitting errors, which we've been hitting pretty well. So just got to manage every aspect of the game when you're small.
And less room for error. You mentioned that, less room for error, especially hitting errors. But I thought about from midway through the first game on, man, you really dug in and you did some really good things.
Yes, and I will say that I am pleased with the way they did not get down when they were down 10-2 or whatever it was. And even in game 2, set 2, we were down, and they, plugged away, managed it one point at a time, came back, built some momentum, and that's a good thing to see.
And I wanted to have you talk about, because I thought they were key tonight, your seniors stepped up and were leaders. Allie, Ellie, Addie, all did huge things tonight and really stepped up like you want seniors to do.
Absolutely, and they should. I mean, it's their night, and they were excited, and they should be doing that all the time. And Allie's really encouraging on the bench, on the floor. That is a good attribute for her. That's a good job for her. Addie's more of a take care of the ball, give me the ball, lead the performance area. And Ellie played well too at times. She blocked and did some good things.
Well, I know you're getting fairly close to the about to the halfway point of the volleyball season. I know you better to ask you then, are you where you want to be? Because I know what the answer is always going to be. But how close are you?
I'd say we're climbing at maybe 75%. I'd like to see them really say what they see and respond to what's happening faster than they are, and that's very difficult to teach. That's a skill that you really have to, I guess, come into your own, and we are fairly young. So that's one thing I want to be looking at doing more of.
Okay, Terry, well, we'll let you get going here. I know you got a busy week, more practice than that, and you got a huge JV tournament. What time do games start? Because I wanted to invite folks to come to that. It's both here and at the South Elementary. What time do games start?
That's right. It starts at 8 a.m. We have 8 teams coming in, 8 quality teams. So it'll be a good day of competition and learning, and it's supposed to be cooler. So come out and watch some volleyball.
All right. Congratulations on the victory, Terry.
Thank you.
And that's going to wrap things up from here tonight. Of course, thank you to everybody. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.